Frontier. Interviews with metaverse's pioneers. From their perspective. On Horizon World's discoveries.
Yeah, this is your boy Sayless, and I'm here on Horizon World Discoveries with another exciting episode. I have none other than Purple Wren with me. We are about to take you into a journey like no other. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, Purple Wren here. A little bit about myself. My name's of course Purple Wren, and I am a creator here in Horizon Worlds. I've been here since January of 2022, and I began here. Actually, I bought my son the Quest headset for Christmas, and he really wasn't interested in it that much, and so it was kind of collecting dust, and I really thought it was really cool when we got it and, logged on and turned it on. And so I'm like, I'm going to give this a chance. And I had seen Horizon Worlds being advertised on my Facebook feed, and so they did a great job marketing that. It was the first thing that I downloaded and plopped down into the plaza and just was blown away by VR and the community that's here. I met some really great people the first night who showed me around, and then later on we ended up purchasing a second headset, and so I could bring my husband in and show him around. And from there we just fell in love with VR, and me particular, I was introduced into creating by some people who took me to some worlds and explained how it was done. Then I started with a tutorial, and I just started piecing things together and created this environment. This is my first world. It's called Fairy Garden, and basically my name, Purple Wren means purple fairy wren, and it's an Australian bird whose colors are purple and teal and white. And so I wanted to create an environment that was inclusive and unique, that people could come in and hang out and feel comfortable, and incorporate the colors of the purple wren as well as the name Purple Fairy Wren. And so this is kind of what came out. As you can tell though, this was my starting point. I really didn't know how to lock anything in place. I really didn't know what I was doing, but it was magical to me, and I loved the thought of just taking primitive shapes and placing them together and coming up with something just that the brain interprets as an object. One of the favorite things that I love about this world that I really wanted to do was put wings on and have the player be able to fly around. And I didn't know how to script that. So I did have someone come in and help me. And this was pretty ingenious for the time, because back then, this was in February of 2022. We really didn't have things like this. We had attachables, but we weren't really scripting them into things like this. As far as feminine sort of worlds, there weren't too many female creators, and I just seen that as an opportunity to come in and make something beautiful for women to hang out in. And it turns out a lot of people like this sort of environment. After this world, then I created Lollipop Land, and Lollipop Land was the first world that I had that was featured in the plaza. And that was a really exciting thing for me, because as you well remember back then, I didn't know how to open the door or make a door open. And so I was I'm just gonna hide. You just walk through the door, there's no opening, and nothing is lined up. See here, and here it's all. I didn't know how to line stuff up. And then I didn't fix it afterwards, because I was you know what? It's a gingerbread house, and sometimes gingerbread houses are out of alignment. This is my third world. It's backyard barbecue, and I just really wanted to make a really chill world that I could come in with my friends that I had met and hang out and relax in. And so that's what I did. And this was when I started kind of implementing a few scripts here and there. I started out with this corner over here, And I remember I put way too much work into it. And I remember like sitting back and looking at it and thinking, okay, I have this whole rest of the space to build. How am I going to keep this, but build the rest? And this is when I kind of started to learn about capacity and how I could make things still look really good using simple shapes that have low capacity rates and still make the eye and the brain recognize what they're seeing. Here, I did like those. Actually, this is really high capacity, so don't use that in your, in your footage. Okay. But, and this is also when I started to learn about how I could utilize text instead of objects, because then that would save in capacity. And so I came in and did this to make it look like, you know, to fill in some space. Fill in some space. Okay, so as far as, so in this world, I wanted, whenever me and my family would hang out in our backyard and go camping or whatnot, we would often tell stories about aliens, UFOs, ghosts, Bigfoot, things like that. And so I started to incorporate that into my worlds. And this was the first world that I did that with. And so I put this little alien in here that peeks up over the fence, as well as a UFO that flies over the backyard periodically. I just wanted to give it like a little hint of mystery and maybe something for people to talk about. Like, why is that there? BigFoot Hunter was it was my fourth world, I believe, and this world really kicked it off for me in my creativity. It's a world that I really wanted to do. I had it in my mind. It reminded me of my childhood when we would go camping and my dad would, you know, holler and act like he was a Bigfoot, and it was just a really fun time in my family's life. And so every summer we would do that. And so I wanted to kind of bring that in, like some of the environment that I live in, into this and into virtual reality. Okay.
What the fuck?
So that's a rock that, so Bigfoot in real life, like stories, actually hits people with rocks. It's a known fact, and so I wanted to incorporate as many of the fun, legendary things that Bigfoot does in this world as possible. So randomly, you'll hear growling or howling. A rock will come out and hit someone in the face, things like that. And I did bring in the UFO from a backyard barbecue. So every 5 minutes, there's a UFO that flies through, and it has like a little beam of light that shoots down, and it sucks you up into it and kind of takes you along if you get in its path. And so actually this world, I came back in last year and redid this world because there was, I wanted to kind of give it more of a game element. And so this world used to have actually guns in here that you could shoot Bigfoot with, but with the new meta rating structure, I had to take that out so that the kids could still find the world. World is one of my most popular worlds for a long time with the kids. They love to come in here and role play and pretend that they're camping, and they love to go hunting for Bigfoot. They love to look at the UFO. They love the telescope. They love the ants. The kids love everything about this world. The kids just use this world as just a fun role-playing world. And I'm glad that they enjoy it because that's what it was made for. So after a lot of time and effort and a lot of learning, I was able to start building worlds in TriMesh. And that has been a huge advancement for me. It's something that I love, and what I love most about it is that I can bring parts of myself into Horizon Worlds. So as a graphic designer in my everyday life, I can create things however I want and bring them in, and I love that aspect. I can also create my own 3D objects and paint them by hand and attach them to the 3D objects and then bring them in and let everyone enjoy it as well. This world was a long time coming because this world actually has a full game loop, and I'm so thankful to Evil Blue and Pigeon for helping me make this world possible. Without both of them, their help scripting, this world wouldn't be anything. This world is a continuation of Man on Moon Mountain. It's the game version of it that I wanted to do 2 years ago that I was unable to do because of limitations that I had. And so as I've grown as a creator, I've been able to introduce all of these new elements that really give this world life. This is a great fun world that you can come in. It's kind of a scavenger hunt, Bigfoot chasing game. So you go around and you try to find the evidence of Bigfoot. And when you find a piece, then you're going to put it back onto the board. And when you've found all of the pieces, then the cave will open and the cave will release Bigfoot.
Scat-tastic.
You can.
Looks like Bigfoot left a little gift behind.
That's what this says when you find a clue. So like one of the clues is poop. So then you come up and you put this here and it collects it. And so once you find all of the evidence, the cave opens and you can go run into the store, grab your weapon, and go find Bigfoot in the cave, in which you have a one-on-one battle with Bigfoot, and you can either be killed or you can capture him into the cage.
Good evening. I am Lloyd. Welcome to Meta Hill. Though I must warn you, your presence is not exactly welcome by the lady of the house. Stay in the safe spots while you investigate, but be careful. She's attracted to the light. Your first task is to find the key in the great...
Basically, this is your latest game. This is your baby. This is the one that you're promoting right now. You know, more or less the concept for this, what inspired it, the name, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. So welcome to Haunting on Meta Hill, and this is a mansion that still is very much lived in by the residents of the house. They are Lord and Lady Blackwood. We have Rose, the resident lady guest. She is the lady in white. She haunts the residents. She is forever roaming the halls, desperately searching for answers or revenge. And her husband, Edward, is also in the house, as well as some other members of the general public and community, people who have lived in this house or died in this house, are stuck. Their souls are stuck in this house. You'll see here that they forever dance in eternity. It's a very toxic relationship. Right over here. And so what we do here is we've got this key right here, and we're going to try to find which door it unlocks, and we need to find the final key for the front door to escape. There are also clues that we need to find, and those clues help tell the story of Rose and Edward. So a lot of this world, I utilized, excuse me, a lot of this world, I did utilize AI quite a bit, just because it's available and fun to use. So these are all AI generated photos, and I tried to think back on what was the scariest thing for me as far as seeing old scary photos. So we have this hotel in the hometown where I live, and the hotel is rumored to be haunted, of course, and there's, throughout the whole hotel, there's scary images like this of people, and so that's kind of where I got the inspiration for the scary photos. There's just something creepy to be said about a vintage sepia tone photo that just of people not smiling, that just leaves a haunting, lasting, chilling effect. And it was a very effective method because a lot of people are really creeped out by the images, and it just adds to the immersiveness of this world. Like, let's try, I think this session is like broken.
This looks amazing. I'm still in the pool.
Much. Oh, you're in the pool? You can come out.
Yeah, I'm just taking video.
Okay.
Oh shit, she showed up.
She's after me.
She showed up in the shower.
She did. Oh, she did? Yeah.
Oh shit.
This world wanted people to forget that they were in a VR world. I wanted them to make them feel like they were fully immersed in the story, fully immersed in the haunting, fully immersed in the game. And I think it's pretty effective. This world has been quite popular since I published it.
Oh.
This is the children's room, and oftentimes people are really unsettled by this room. A lot of the kids are really creeped out by this room, from the photos to the baby in the crib over here. Right there. Oh, you missed it. He was in the crib. The baby was. Okay, here, from the baby in the crib to this doll. Watch this doll carriage. Really seems to terrify the users, but they love it. Oh no!
This is what happens when you get killed. Or she catches you.
So there are so many amazing creators in Horizon Worlds that it would just simply be an honor to work with. But I think if I had to narrow it down to like a selective few people, I'd probably say maybe Wafflecopter, just because his worlds are like, I love his puzzle worlds, and he's so smart and like such a genius when it comes to stuff like that, I think it would just be like super like amazing to work with him. Or maybe like John McClay, he would be another great one to work with, just because his work, his art is so inspiring. And he's a really great guy, really nice guy, and he would be really fun, as well as, you know, something that I could probably learn a lot from both of them, and that's what would be like super great about working with either one of them.
Okay. Now, what would you have to say to someone who was coming up and, you know, try to do the same thing and is inspired by you? Any words of wisdom for them?
Okay. So I would just tell them to never give up on yourself. Always pursue your dreams, even when it feels hard and it feels tough and it feels like you can't do it and it feels like you're not getting anywhere. If you really love it and you have a love for creativity and a want to inspire, don't give up on your dreams. Just keep going. Take it one day at a time, one piece at a time, so you're never overwhelmed. You just learn it a bit at a time and go forward, and always be true to yourself.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have with Purple Wren. I'm here with my boy Lloyd, live from Haunting on the Meta Hill, and we signing off, man. I know I enjoyed that interview. She's a very, very talented creator. Definitely hit her up. You know, show her props, go to all her worlds, like, share all that good stuff, man. That's what we all about. Supporting each other, bringing each other up here. All right, Horizon World Discoveries, baby. Let's get it. EX, baby.